Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're here with this 2017 Cadillac XT5, and today we're going to have a little bit more of a basic video on this vehicle, and that is how to change both the front and the rear wiper blades. So from the factory, the XT5 comes with these wiper blades. I've got the part numbers there on the screen, and I'll also have them in the video description below. These are what GM or AC DELCO, who manufactures the blades, refers to as the hybrid blades. So these are going to be the original part numbers for the vehicle. Optionally, AC DELCO also makes what they call the bean wiper blade style wiper blade. These came factory on my previous SRX, and I really got spoiled by them. So I decided to go with these instead of what GM puts on the XT5 from the factory. These still are, manufactured by the same company that the factory blades are made by. It's just a nicer style, and I always had good performance out of them. All right, let's start with the front wiper blades first. They are pretty straightforward. There's a little release on each wiper, and I will show you the trick to getting those off now. So the easiest thing to do is just stick a flat blade screwdriver under this little release tab and pull up on it. Next, you'll want to pull up slightly on the wiper blade arm and push the blade assembly this direction until it clicks. And then you want to lift up on the arm, and you basically just want to lift up enough to where you can clear the windshield, and continue to push it this direction, and that will release it from the hook. And here you can get a better idea of what the end of the wiper arm looks like. It's just a simple hook, pretty common stuff, and I'll show you what the inside of the wiper blade looks like so you can get an idea of what's going on. So here's a close-up of the old wiper blade, and you can see this right here is where that hook hooks into. So that'll give you a little bit better of an idea of what's going on when you're putting the new blade on. And here's a quick comparison of the factory, what they call the hybrid blade on the bottom, and the upgraded beam style blade on the top. They do cost a little bit more, but like I said, I really liked the performance of the beam style blade on my SRX. So I'm going to try these out on the XT5. Plus I just think they have a sleeker look. They hug the windshield a little bit more. So before we get started installing the new blade, we want to go ahead and pop that tab open ahead of time. And you can see, if you look closely, it's got a little indicator that says open to kind of give us a clue. And so we'll just pry that up. And get that out of the way. So again, we're going to want to lift the arm up away from the windshield, and we're going to want to push it into the wiper arm at an angle similar to this, and then rotate it and pull it forward. And then once it's slid in place, we're just going to push this clip back down, and that's it. And there's a quick glance at what the hybrid blade on the left compared to the beam arm blade on the right looks like. And so of course the driver's side is going to be the same process. All right, we're finished with the front wiper blades, and don't forget, all these part numbers are going to be in the video description below. Now let's go to the rear, which is, there's kind of a trick to that one. So here we are on the rear of the XT5, and one of the really cool improvements over the SRX is that on the SRX, the wiper blade was at the bottom of the window on the liftgate. And as you can see, it's no longer there. And it really was kind of an eyesore. So on the XT5, they've actually hidden it up under the spoiler. So here's kind of a close-up view of the hidden rear wiper blade on the XT5. It's a really neat design. But it does present a problem. How in the world do we get to that wiper blade? The wiper blade arm is designed similar to the front in that it has a hook on it and a release. But of course we've got to get that arm and that wiper away from the glass. All right, so what you want to do is you want to turn the vehicle on without starting the car. So you're going to want to make sure you have your keys on you and press the engine start stop button and make sure your foot is not on the brake and wait for the car to start up or wait for the car to turn on. And once the car is on, rotate the windshield wiper stalk to the first position, the intermittent position. And as you can see, the wiper blade is now stopped midway. Now turn the car off and the wiper blade will stay there while you service the wiper blade. So here we are in the service mode. You'll want to be aware though that you still have a limited amount of room to pull this wiper blade off before it hits the spoiler. So it doesn't take a whole lot of movement, but just be aware of that so you don't damage your spoiler. And so the rear wiper blade is a little bit different, still a hook style, but instead of you having a release up here, if you look real closely, you should be able to see that there's a tab on the underside. So all you have to do is pull up slightly on the wiper blade to get the wiper away from the glass, and then push this little tab under here as far up as you can push it, and then push the wiper up towards the spoiler. And you want to be careful not to let the wiper arm swing down and hit the glass, so I'm going to put my finger up under the wiper arm and pull the blade out. Here's a closer view of that rear wiper, and you can see if you look real closely this little tab right here. So that's what you're going to push up on, this little part that protrudes out the bottom. You push up on that, that's what releases it when it's on the wiper arm blade. And just a quick note on the rear wiper part numbers. The part number that I've got in the video description is for the factory blade that came with the XT5. They don't make a beam style wiper for the rear, and I would stick with that factory part number that I've included. AC DELCO does have one that a blade here that I had purchased originally that follows the same part number scheme as their beam wipers and as their performance series. So I thought, oh, I'll pick that up. Maybe it's a little better. It would work. The interesting thing, though, that I didn't like is you can see it's about an inch shorter than the factory blade. So I opted to return this one and just stick with a replacement blade that matches the same part number as what came on the car. And they're both, they're both AC DELCO. They're both made by the same company that comes on what comes on the car. And they're both really, I can't really see any functional difference in terms of how they're designed. It's just one's shorter. All right, so to put the new one on, it's pretty simple. Just pull the arm up and hook the blade in and pull the blade towards the rear of the vehicle until it clicks. And that's it. So to get the rear wiper blade out of service mode, we're going to go ahead and rotate the stalk back to off with the car still off. And this time we're going to fully start the car. So we're going to press the brake pedal first and then the start stop button. And you can see now the wiper blade has returned to its normal position. And now you can shut the car back off. Alright everybody, that about does it for this quick tutorial on the 2017 Cadillac XT5. This procedure of course should work for the 2017 through the 2021 on all trim levels. I hope you guys enjoyed this, hope it helped somebody out, and I hope you guys will consider subscribing to the channel. We'll have some more videos coming up on this soon.